Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to All in Good Sport. My name's Chris Tarkle, and I'm here with Jimmy Blackburn, Joe Rainbow, and Alfie Langford.
Hello.
How are we all? What's going on? What's new? What's exciting?
Jurgen Klopp's a cunt.
Yeah,
We're all good. Yeah.
with that video, the David Coote video, which we've just watched, actually, we'll just get straight into that, I think, because I want to play devil's advocate here. I want more of that from Premier League referees.
So
It's a bit of an
funny.
insight, isn't it? It's quite funny.
I really quite enjoyed that. Like, actually seeing referees have a personality. I want more of that.
Oh, it's so funny. Like,
He has been suspended for that video.
I mean,
investigation.
that makes sense. It can't, in terms of his job, that can't run.
yeah, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it now.
Yeah.
David Coote on Twitter, he's #1 on trending.
It's
Um,
some sort of afters party.
Yeah, David Coote basically hammered an afters on either smashed off booze or on some kind of gear. But David Coote, in an inebriated state to say the least, calls Jurgen Klopp a cunt, says Liverpool are shit, but says James Milner's a good bloke.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, which I think that's the biggest takeaway of all of it, is that James Milner is still okay. Even though Liverpool are cunts, James Milner's sound.
Do you remember that fella who was like, he was working at like a Starbucks or something, and he's taking a selfie. He's like, "Oh my god, I've just met a famous Premier League footballer. Oh my god, and then he turns it around. And it's just James Milner, just
He's
standing
in
there,
tears as well. I think it's something ridiculous.
looking so fucking.
Who
daft.
I don't know if we've discussed this before. We might have done because it feels like it rings a bell. But have you boys ever met any like really famous like footballers or sports people?
I've got a very good story about that actually.
Go on.
So, I was in Scotland for my cousin's wedding. We were staying at a hotel. I think I was about 12, 13 at the time. And I step out of the lift to go get some breakfast, a hotel breakfast. And I walk straight into Jermaine Defoe, right?
That's very random.
Wait till you see it. Walk straight into Jermaine Defoe, and I'm like, whoa, look up, it's Jermaine Defoe walking past, followed by the rest of the Rangers squad
Bloody hell.
walking to a conference because they're playing Hearts
Yeah.
later that day, so having a little pre-match meeting. So Morelos was there, Steven Gerrard was there.
Morelos is a nutcase. Isn't he?
I've got a photo of me and Steven Gerrard just perched on the side of.
That's class.
Yeah, it's great.
Jimmy, you got any famous people?
No, but I was going to say, you said look up to see Jermaine Defoe. Surely look down. He's a tiny fella.
How tall's Jermaine?
I
Defoe?
was
He's like-
12.
he's
As I
like
say,
5'7".
I was 12. To
That's
be
not
fair.
that small. That's quite tall actually.
5'7" is tiny. What are you again, Chris? 4 or something?
I'm right. No, I'm
3'6".
I'm 5'7" in shoes. In shoes, I'm 5'7".
That's shameless.
Air Max is on.
Yeah, with my dunks on, I'm 5'7".
It's like Jermaine Defoe, by all accounts, is like a lovely fella. Do you remember the stuff with that Sunderland kid who had Bradley
Lowry?
Bradley
Yeah.
Lowry, yeah.
We were
You know.
talking about that actually in the week randomly on clubs.
That is so rogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that really random.
Well, he was actually an Everton fan, wasn't he? Was Bradley Lowry?
Was it?
He
Was he?
was.
I
Yeah, he
thought it was
was.
Sunderland.
No, he was an Everton fan, but
Oh, right.
it was obviously Jermaine Defoe who took him, took it upon himself to help him out. But yeah,
Stories like that are always good.
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's heartwarming, isn't it? Yeah, I know you've got. There's the story about the rugby player.
Yeah, I was seeing England France at Twickenham early 23. I was at some sort of house party. I say house party. It's like the most middle class house party with like canapes and stuff like that sort of thing.
Sort of
Jeez.
Fulham on the way up to the game
Sort
kind of
of
vibes.
right. So
Cheese
I went
board,
with
charcuterie,
my dad and his company because like there was like a spare hospitality ticket, and so when I was thinking
Naturally.
hospitality,
Doesn't rub shoulders with us plebs.
yeah, fuck you. Guys. That's why. Yeah. But we go to this guy's house. I thought this would be like at Twickenham, but it was about a 10-15 minute walk away. And the guy, Victor Abugu, former Bath and I think England player, it was just like must be like some sort of rented house, like because no one lives there. And the reason I know no one lives there is because the upstairs toilet had been turned into a urinal, like a proper,
What the
full-on trough.
That's sick.
Which is
Imagine having a
sick.
urinal in your gaff.
like proper trough urinal.
Oh, mate, imagine you come back after a night out and you and the boys just crank a piss out like in the gaff. That's quality.
You've seen that picture of the fella who's like, he's in the pisser, but he's obviously off his nut, and he's just pissing against the wall next to the trough. But yeah, I was there, and there were various people there, like other older rugby players like retired and stuff like that. And like it's a business for this Victor guy. But yeah, there was the former French rugby captain Serge Betson, and he took like selfies with all of us and seemed pretty sound. I didn't really have a chat with him, but yeah, I don't really have any famous like stories like that. I know you met fucking Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, I met the whole India cricket team in 2011 because the hotel we used to swim at, like the most random shit ever. The hotel we used to swim at was where they were staying for the World Cup, and actually on the day we were going to swim. And we knew that they'd be in Birmingham. We didn't know where they were staying.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad just said, like offhandedly, he just goes, "We're gonna meet him today." We were like, "Shut up, man! Like, behave yourself." And we turn up, and as we're turning up, Gambhir gets out of his car, so we take a picture with him. Then VVS Lakshman gets out of another car, so we take a picture with him. We're walking down and waiting for the lift. Out of the lift comes Sachin Tendulkar, so we get a picture with him. Go down in the lift. Outside the lift is Sehwag. Then you've got in the pool with me was Suresh Raina and Ishant Sharma, and then met MS Dhoni on the way out. So just mental, really.
Any famous footballers though? You met
Footballers.
Any of the Wolves squad?
No, actually, I've met Jeff Shee, the chairman of Wolves.
That was recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was over the summer. Yeah, it was while I was still working. So I met. Really random. So when I'm not at uni, I work for the council processing invoices, which is as boring as it sounds. But yeah, so I ended up like because my mum works with the council and whatever. Ended up being that the mayor of Birmingham was meeting the chairman of Wolves, so I went along.
Lovely.
Ended up getting a stadium tour. Like got to see the changing rooms.
That is cool.
The press areas and all that. Got a picture like on the pitch.
All while working.
Yeah, like I was on a stadium tour being shown round by the chairman of Wolves. And then at the end of the tour, I got a free Wolves shirt.
Wow.
Which is really cool. But yeah, he's still a prick, but he's a prick who gave me a tour of the stadium. So.
That's not too bad.
Met plenty of Bradford City players, but that doesn't come hard to come by, does it? But
you met Andy Cook?
I have met Andy Cook.
Andy Cook's a hero, man.
I've met everybody in Bradford City, I think. It's not really football related, but I'm sort of holding on because Izzy's family are best mates with a DJ called Graham Park. Is the Hacienda? He's like the biggest Hacienda DJ in the 90s.
Okay.
So he's quite a big fella.
Yeah.
So Izzy's dad is best mates with this fella, who is coincidentally best mates with Noel Gallagher. So I'm sort of waiting for an invite to one of these pies.
If we could get Noel on the pod.
If you tune into All in Good Sport in a year's time and we've had Noel Gallagher on the pod, Joe Rainbow's head's going to be like this big.
Please.
But like, Izzy's family, they're like proper like DJ nuts, aren't they?
Yeah, well, a brother, Luke, he's had gigs in Ibiza. Not getting paid for it, so yeah. So and her
Wayne
dad,
Lineker step.
yeah.
Because like when you said like a couple months ago, oh, Izzy's on holiday in Ibiza, I was like, oh right, she's on a girls' holiday. No, she's just gone with her family.
Yeah, no, they're all into it. Her dad was a DJ.
When they went to Ibiza, I thought you meant like like a chilled, like relaxed one. Is
Well,
it
no,
that kind of vibe, or is
no.
it like
To be honest,
getting on
is Izzy and her mum aren't too bad. Her dad and her brother are different stories. I've seen plenty of photographs of them in the club on holiday. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Proddy, you got any famous people?
Briefly met Yaya Toure.
Ooh.
When I was on a tour of the Etihad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then obviously many Mansfield players came in when I was working at Morrison's.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
I met the Chippenham Kitman when I was on the tills at Sainsbury's one time.
How did you know he was the Chippenham Kit Man?
Because he was in full Chippenham.
It's the kit man across the front.
It was just like 9 o'clock at night and he's got full like Chippenham training attire. And I thought I recognised him because he's like this scrawny guy who runs up and down the touchline like on weekends. So I was like, oh. And then I asked him, he was like, yeah, I am. He seemed very proud, so fair enough.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know if any of you boys do any of you boys watch Ellis Platten on YouTube? The Away Days guy.
Oh, him. He's a Leeds fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Leeds fan. But he did a video recently which was like being a kit man for 24 hours. It was a National League club, I can't remember who. But that was actually really interesting because I didn't realise quite how much kit men actually do. Like, you kind of like, especially at that level, like being a kit man is just you're doing every job. Like anything needs doing, you're basically the everyman. So quite
Handy
a cool
man.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Shall we get into a little football roundup?
We can. I just can't stop looking at this picture of Sabrina Carpenter and I've put on the Google Doc.
Yeah. Shout out to Sabrina Carpenter, friend of the pod.
If we can
Mate,
get her
you
on the
just-
podcast,
I'd have her over.
not only would
any
our
day.
head blow up.
It's terrible. But yeah, the point of Sabrina Carpenter was this episode may be short and sweet,
Yeah.
like me. Let's do football. As anyone who's actually watching the podcast as opposed to listening may notice, I've brought a Wolf shirt back out this week because Wolverhampton Wanderers have finally won
They
a
have
game
won.
this season, which is so very exciting. However, I'm still worried. So it's exciting to a degree, but I still don't think Gary O'Neill is going to last the season.
But that's, it's nice to break the duck.
Yeah.
11 games in, you would have hoped
Yeah.
by now. But it was against the worst team in the league.
I mean,
that's not you.
Southampton are cooked. There's no two ways about it. Southampton are finished.
Win's a win, though.
A win's a win, yeah. I mean, to be fair, first half we looked a bit shaky, but second half we grew into it nicely.
Who have you got next? Next
Next week, that's a great question.
International break,
isn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
I hate the international break.
But
I'm just not arsed.
You've got a kind of run of fixtures now because
Yeah.
like you've played everyone.
Yeah,
under the
so
sun.
we've played so far. We've played Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Forest. Which, when you look at Forest now, the 1-1 result against Forest was a decent result.
And Liverpool as well. You played.
Yeah, Liverpool, Brentford, which was poor. But then now we have Fulham, Bournemouth, Everton, West Ham, Ipswich, Leicester.
It's a
before
chance.
United.
It's a chance to grow. And you were telling me before the pod that your main man, Mateus Cunha's got like 23.
Yeah,
goals and
in
assists
Wolves' last 28 games
Wow.
that Cunha's played in, he has 23 goals and assists.
Mm-hmm.
In the Premier League this season, he's ranked 5th best if you look at the FOTMob ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So Cunha's been phenomenal. He is. I'll be honest. He's a little bit too good to be at Wolves for too long, and I think it'll be a case of like your Jota, your Neto, where he'll probably get poached. And I
Try to
could see
tie him down
going
in
to-
January.
I could
Yeah.
see him going to a bigger club.
But enjoy him while he lasts.
Exactly, and what I love about Cunha is he genuinely seems like he loves playing for Wolves. Like he gets it, and for a club like Wolves, where we're not your Uniteds, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, where there's a kind of history there. There's a prestige associated with it. Cunha could have come to Wolves like a Mateus Nunes and gone as a stepping stone, and he's not. While we know for him that it probably is, he's not treating it as such.
To be fair though, like it's not all the time that your best players who you think are going to move on do. I mean, Neves, he never left until he went to Saudi.
Yeah,
But he could have gone years
And then
before.
by that point, he was how old? Do you know what I mean?
so Neves is still young. Neves is 27.
Wow.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought it was older
Neves.
as well.
Everyone thinks
I
Neves
thought
is well
he was
old because
much
he
older than
looks
that.
really old.
And he's
He
also
was-
in Saudi.
He was.
Yeah.
He was playing for you, obviously in the championship, wasn't he?
Yeah.
For-
We
for
were watching
plenty
before
of
the podcast.
years,
We
yeah.
were watching the Ruben Neves goal versus Derby.
Is that the insane volley?
the
wow!
my favourite goal of all
What
time?
a peach!
Yeah, but yeah. So Neves, there's a lot of kind of speculation with Neves because his contract in Saudi expires either this year or next year, and a lot of the kind of speculation we're thinking, will Neves return to Molineux? Which, if Ruben Neves comes back, man, build that boy a statue. Like, he got us 50 million, comes back on a free. I'll
Yeah.
love that man till the day I die.
Talking about returns, did you see the? It's going off topic a little bit, but did you see the video of Pochettino talking about a potential return to Spurs at some point down the line?
I've not. What did he say?
He was essentially saying how he'd love to deliver a piece of silverware for that club.
That would be cool.
Wouldn't
so that
anyone?
would be like the greatest achievement of all time, wouldn't it?
Like that's more of a poison chalice than fucking United. Postecoglou's quote has gone triple platinum this season, where he's like, "Oh, it's like it's not sometimes I win things in my second season. I always win things in my second
mate.
season." And they are looking.
Well, they've knocked Man City out of the cup, haven't they? So
I mean, maybe, but they're just like the most Jekyll and Hyde team.
Yeah, what was the Ipswich score? Was it
So-
2-0?
Yeah, Dr. Tottenham, giving Ipswich the medication they need. Fucking first win of the season for them.
Proddy, do you mind pulling up the highlights for that game? Because apparently there's a bicycle kick, but I haven't actually seen it.
Schmolix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never know how to say his name, and I always feel like I'm gonna
Smodics.
I don't know.
call him something wrong.
He's been around the EFL, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a name that
Schmodics.
he's a name that Football Manager
Peterborough,
players
maybe,
would
I think.
recognise.
He was Blackburn
point.
before
Blackburn,
Wolves.
yeah.
Wolves? Ipswich.
But yeah, Ipswich are kind of. I feel like us in Ipswich we're probably better than them, but they look a decent side. Like Southampton have cooked.
Well, they're dead certs for relegation,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Palace, I think Palace and Ipswich.
Palace are bad.
Palace are bad.
I think they're in danger. But, long way to go and all that. Is this the bicycle kick?
And it's
Oh yes, audio. Forgot we got that.
onto to Cayusta. Leaves it for Johnson.
Let's have a look.
Cayusta will get the chance to cross here with 4 in the middle, including Delat. And the acrobatic
go on then.
effort is
Oh, if you
special
must.
from Sammy Smonix.
I love that kit. Oh, it's Ed Sheeran, isn't it? The sponsor.
Yeah, Ed
A
Sheeran's
truly
the sponsor,
remarkable
so you got like
finish,
the
half
was
hour.
it plus
Plus,
minus
minus.
divide?
His album covers
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Ed Sheeran's music?
It's okay. It's just general basic pop, isn't it? At the end
Yeah,
of the day, I think.
I like it. Old Ed Sheeran was quite cool though. Like when Ed Sheeran used to rap a bit.
Oh no, I never listened. to
You
that,
need me, I don't need you. Have a listen to that after the podcast. It's a banger of a tune. Ed Sheeran dropping bars.
No. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I used to quite like was it like that Bloodstream one?
Bloodstream, that's
Yeah.
a tune. Bloodstream. What's the one from The Hobbit or like Lord of the Rings?
Ooh.
Icy Fire.
So we bring our film expert in.
You got to know that one.
No.
Icy Fire. Ed Sheeran.
Was that in
We
The
can't
Hobbit?
play it because we'll get done for copyright. But
No, we won't. He doesn't listen.
Was that in The Hobbit?
huh?
I feel like
I
it's
think
a
it was in The
Hobbit
Hobbit.
kind of.
Yeah. You probably pull it up. We just give us like
His streaming,
seconds.
What's
his
it called?
streaming numbers are
Icy Fire.
crazy.
I know. I
Okay.
sing.
I was about to say, is it?
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran, right? He's got 9 songs on Spotify that have over 1 billion streams.
He's crazy with it. Right, here you go. Wait. You go like halfway in and you'll recognise it, I'm sure.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
You know
this
this.
one? Yeah.
Rainbow looks not too impressed.
Was this Hobbit?
Yeah, Hobbit.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Hobbit films.
He is a good musician, though.
He is a good musician. He's an impressive musician.
No,
I've
he's a good
seen one of
songwriter.
them.
Hobbit's
one of them.
fine, but it's nowhere near.
I've not seen Lord of the Rings either.
Oh.
You have to. You'd love it.
I know.
An
Everyone
extended
tells
version.
me that.
An extended version.
Yeah,
as
because
well.
you said, you said you did like a Lord of the Rings marathon recently. Didn't you?
We did, but it was only the theatrical version, and it felt weird. Like it was the first time I've ever done that.
So I'm going to the library tonight to work on my lit review. Do I bring a second screen and watch Lord of the Rings while I do it?
Sure.
Yeah, but the danger with that is, do you then do your literature review?
I think I'll do my lit review. I think I've got the sort of ADHD.
You need to pay
Mom's
attention.
mind.
You need to pay attention to the world building of the first Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
true.
Mm.
So
It's fantastic.
I need to dedicate.
Need to
some
lock
time.
in.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the 3 Lord of the Rings films have 17 Oscars between them.
Blimey.
Wow.
Mm.
Is
What?
this frame by frame podcast?
Big,
What?
big up Peter Jackson.
Now on
Wonderful.
LSR.
Oh yeah.
It is, yeah.
We need to put our shit on there.
Shit, are we not on LSR?
Nah.
I thought we
I
were.
forgot to do the. I forgot to do the.
Oh,
Okay,
You can do it now.
Dickhead. Do it.
She's accepting late.
Ah. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out. Well, if you, I mean,
Shout out, Kate.
don't go and watch
No.
it on LSR. Don't go and watch ours on LSR. Watch it on here because then we get the views, not them.
Yeah.
But I respect the LSR, but I want the views.
I was just
So-
going through Ed Sheeran's discography. Sorry.
Is this a sport podcast?
I'm a mess.
this is music/LSR.
Yeah.
Do you like
that's-
I'm a Mess?
Say my friend.
I'm a mess. Yeah, I'm a message you.
Yeah, that's a good. one.
Galway Girl. I know it's
Mm.
like overplayed, but Galway Girl.
Sing,
was
is
a
that
banger.
from the film?
Sing. Oh,
Not from the
that
film
one.
Sing, no.
No, is it not?
You know Sing.
No, I don't. No.
Jimmy, sing it.
It's probably play it.
I'd rather Jimmy sing it, to be honest.
No. Well, I did then. You just weren't listening.
He actually did sing it, and he did a good
You
job.
did.
Oh, that. Yeah, X is probably. I like X. Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
What else we got? Oh, the
Oh,
A Team. That was good. I like the A Team.
The A Team, yeah. What was the one? What was the Thinking Out Loud?
Let it go until our roads are changed. Singing we found love in a local rave. No, I don't really know what I'm supposed
Audio
to say,
listening,
but
but
I can
they
just
don't
figure
do
it
it.
out and hope and pray. I told her my name.
Take it to the recognisable bit.
I see what you mean about rapping Ed Sheeran, though.
Yeah, he's got like old Ed Sheeran used to mate. He was dropping like actual bangers. Like he was like Ed Sheeran actually had like crazy flow, and people just don't know that.
I'm clueless, to be honest, on this topic.
Which other like football clubs have weird sponsors?
Weird.
Like Ed Sheeran.
Ooh.
Ed Sheeran feels like a weird sponsor for a football club.
Who was the rapper that was trying to buy?
ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Tranmere Rovers, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fallen
yeah.
through now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But
Oh.
ASAP Rocky was trying to buy Tranmere,
Well-
which would have been
Great.
crazy.
Isn't Michael B. Jordan an investor in Bournemouth?
He is. He's a
Yeah.
part owner.
We went to
And then
hear
obviously you've got
this.
Tom Brady.
is-
Tom Brady with the Blues.
Mhm.
Obviously Wrexham, but that's
Now,
so
fuck
well
Wrexham.
do you remember the Crawley Town owners, the Crypto Brothers that took over Crawley
No.
Town? Now, they were poised to take over us. That was rejected by our owner, and they took over Crawley instead. So it's They run it on cryptocurrency, the club. Now,
God.
when they were going to buy us, one of their main investors was Bryce Hall.
Oh, Nelly.
And he's a massive Trumpster now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a huge
Yeah.
Trump fan now. He basically went from TikTok cringe cunt
Yeah.
to seems like a sound bloke
Yeah.
to MAGA fan. Like
Which one's Bryce Hall?
I'm not too
probably
sure
call him
myself,
Bryce
but I
Hall.
just know he's a TikTok influencer.
Because I just assumed like him and Noah Beck were like the
Him
same
and Noah
people.
Beck were like bum buddies. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. He did the influencer boxing. He was the one who was like, "I'm not a boxer. I'm not a fighter." That shit. Do you remember that clip?
I mean, he looks like a fuckboy. He does.
Yeah, he
look-
was like a proper TikTok fuckboy. Then he went into an era of being pretty sound, and now he's a big MAGA fan.
You know who that sounds like?
Are you gonna say Bryson DeChambeau? Yeah, shit, man.
You saw him get on stage.
I saw him get on stage and it just upset me because I really like the bloke, but he gives me reasons not to like him every
I mean,
week.
surely like the signs were there when he
Oh
did.
no,
like,
of course. Like the thing is, it's well known that he's a Trump supporter. Like he's done videos. Like he talks about Trump a lot, so like it makes sense, but it's still annoying. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to like
I mean,
the
even
guy.
Hulk Hogan going on stage.
Oh
and-
fuck Hulk Hogan! Hulk Hogan's a cunt. Like respectfully, Hulk Hogan is a cunt. Like I actually have. There's no respect for Hulk Hogan.
that
at
doesn't
all.
work for me, brother.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's a bellend.
I
And the fucking Undertaker and Kane. Fuck that. Batista, we stand with Batista because Batista came out like Batista's like completely anti-Trump, anti anyone who's a knobhead. But the Undertaker and Kane getting behind Trump, I didn't like that.
So we've got now like a U.S. election triple threat.
Yeah.
On the Republican side, you've got Undertaker, you've got the Brothers of Destruction,
Yeah.
Undertaker and Kane, and
Hogan.
and you've got Hogan, and then on the other side you've got The Rock.
Yeah.
Who, to be honest, he could go either way. I
Yeah.
feel like he could do a heel turn and just have a MAGA hat.
Like Triple H on Shawn Michaels in that triple threat against John Cena.
Yeah, that was Shawn Michaels on Triple H.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
switching
I look
music.
like a knobhead.
You are a knobhead.
Yeah.
So The Rock, Stone Cold, and Batista on the other side.
I think the Brothers of Destruction probably take it.
Oh, they're old and crippled.
When
Yeah,
you,
but if you're talking primes.
when you deep
Primes, maybe.
the World Cup trophy in 2026 will be handed by Donald Trump.
That's mental. If England win it and get handed the World Cup trophy by Donald Trump,
To Thomas Tuchel.
it just feels wrong.
It'll be as gold as his face, right?
Yeah,
I noticed that Trump got like more bronze. the
yeah. I
closer
saw
to the election.
a Twitter thread about that, about how you can map how stressed Trump is based on how orange he is. So
It's
the
a little bit like
closer
your
it gets
wolf
to
shit.
election dates, the more orange he gets. Because apparently, like this person like broke it down on Twitter, but like apparently like you can see it in his psyche, like he's getting more stressed, he gets more orange to like cancel it out. So like when he's not nowhere near an election cycle, when he's just chilling, he's like looks normal.
But if he got any more brown, he'd deport himself.
Yeah.
Surely he must, do something to his face.
Oh, it's like it's
bronzer,
it's
isn't
proper
it?
makeup. Yeah,
Is that
it's
what
like
he- is that what he
I think-
puts
I
on?
think it's bronzer. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
but he's mental.
It is
Like
mental.
it's so weird to look at.
He ends up looking like. Have you ever seen the SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob's getting tan,
Yeah,
and then he ends up just crusty as fuck?
You
at
know
the end of it?
SpongeBob's
He looks
mum?
like that.
he's a bit like that.
Mum.
That's the kind of vibe.
I was gonna say like MungeBob, but it was gonna come out as MingeBob, and I,
You don't want to search that on uni Wi-Fi.
I would
Yeah,
put some,
that's SpongeBob's mum, right? Like that. Is that kind of shade is the standard.
she looks like John F. Kennedy's wife.
I always
Jackie
thought, you know what,
Kennedy,
you know
yeah.
what really confused me with SpongeBob's mum though? I always thought she was a cookie. Because she looks, like, if you look at her...
So was that again?
Right, so that, to me, like, SpongeBob is obviously a sponge.
Yeah.
Now I look at it, I can see that it's like an old sponge, like a sort of
crippled,
like,
yeah,
wrinkly
yeah.
sponge. Because his dad looks like a fucking dusty sponge as well.
Mm.
But I always thought his mum was a cookie, so I didn't really understand it. But I get it now.
But like too tan SpongeBob does look a bit Trumpy.
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like that the Squidward meme that always comes out when people have got like strong chins. You know, like chiseled Squidward. Yeah. I'm a fan of that.
But you know, Trump's now. You know, he's really not stressed because obviously he's won the election. But he was playing around a golf with his granddaughter today, and there was no tan.
Yeah,
in sight.
exactly. Because he's won it and he's done it, so now he's not orange.
Yeah,
He's mental.
he goes back to looking like a regular old fella.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Other than that, what else happened in football this week?
So Man United won, didn't they?
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah.
Rude's last game in interim charge, pretty standard. Bruno scored his first Premier League goal of the season. Lovely curling effort from outside the
As
box.
I brought him into the FPL team.
Yeah. Shout out to my dad who captained Bruno.
Good stuff.
72 points from that week. But yeah, comfortable in the end. Garnacho scored a nice goal. And I did want to touch on comments from Bruno after the match, where he said that Garnacho didn't really celebrate his goal, even though it was a great goal at 3-0, because he felt quite sad and disheartened at some of the abuse he's been getting from some of the fan base.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think
People like Planet Faz and all that, just cunts, really. So at the end of the game, he goes and consoles them and says, you've got all these adoring match-going fans singing Viva Garnacho, 70,000 people in Old Trafford chanting your name. The majority of people love you. Block out the haters. And I was kind of wondering, do you think players should just get rid of social media? It seems like a no-brainer to me.
I don't think they should sort of be.
I feel like that's a really harsh way of looking at it.
They shouldn't be pushed to sort of have to delete.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, the thing is, I think as a football player, you've got to understand what you're getting. I feel like rather than it being the case of football players don't have socials, it's going, okay, when footballers are up and coming, they've got to kind of be trained and be taught that this is the way it's going to be and this is the life that you're getting yourself in for. If you are going to be a professional footballer at the highest level, there are going to be people who are going to build you up, and they'll build you up and they'll build you up and they'll build you up. The second you fuck up, they will be on your back like dogs. So it's it's expectations. Like 30 years ago, this wasn't a thing. Now it is. So it's. I think it's part of the modern game of football now.
The thing is, there's no real way to control it. Is there?
No. But by the same token, I don't think fans, for me, as long as it's not crossing a line and it's not offensive and it's not, directed at the player on a personal level, that to me is like, okay, fair. When it oversteps that line, that's when you go, okay, fuck.
Well, the thing is that criticism has existed for years, hasn't it? It happens, and I think now in the modern age, it's just more public.
Well, that's the point. We now have a platform to amplify it.
Yeah.
So
it's
everyone
seen
can
by
read
the players now, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Like before, it would have been in the pub,
in the terraces
with your mates.
Yeah.
Whereas now you put it online and millions of people can see it.
You put it online and it's there. You know, can't get rid of it.
No, exactly.
I don't think fans in particular have sort of mindset to be careful as well. No, it's not in their best interest.
If I'm annoyed at a Wolves game,
Yeah.
I'll put a tweet up, but I'm not going to think about what I'm tweeting. I'm just going to tweet it.
Exactly. I'll delete it a few hours later. I once tweeted at David De Gea, kill yourself, and I deleted it about 10 seconds later.
You're going here with your morals.
Because when he let in a goal against Side Ben,
maybe they should delete the social media.
Look, I mean, he was putting in some stinkers, but it didn't warrant me telling him to go kill himself.
No, probably not.
So, but that's what those, when you're so passionate and you're so invested in your team and you care so much, you've got love and adoration one way, but then you're also going to have just complete contempt another way. That's why football fans are some of the most violent. You have hooligans and stuff, like it seems in Amsterdam this week. You've just got it's because it's such a masculine sport. You see the kind of the full spectrum of the male psyche, I think, and that is amplified on social media to the nth degree. It's crazy.
Do you think with the growth of women's football, do you think we'll see a rise in violence within that kind of crowd?
No, not really.
No. I think, to be fair, because
I don't think it's built on that from the start.
I was going to say, I think where football's come from,
it's not inherently
and what it's been through.
Yeah, I mean,
we're I think the people who kind of perpetuate that are dying out within football.
Not even that. The people who are violent are typically the ones who say we don't want women's sport. Do you know what I mean? So we're not going to go in there.
But what I mean is in terms of we're going from an age where football kind of hooliganism was violent on a match day. That's kind of shifting and it's becoming more of an online thing now.
Online, targeted trolling.
Where you're getting the trolling and you're getting, targeted hate speech.
But inherently, I think that's a man problem.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
so, as long as there's not a huge migration from men into the women's game, which there doesn't seem to be, because all the misogynists don't watch it.
No.
Right. So if we can,
And that tends to be the crowd who are the ones giving the abuse.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. So if they're not in that sphere, then I don't see why there would be, hooliganism on a big scale. I think that you'll have your isolated bits,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that all women are saints, but you're not going to see that scale. I don't think.
Yeah. I've just seen a tweet from Statman Dave. Amarim's just arrived at Carrington.
Was he?
Yeah.
So
Nice
that's been
little picture.
set up nicely, hasn't it, for him to take over after the
No.
international break?
I quite like Ruud to stay on as assistant manager.
Well, he
But-
matched Eric Ten Hag's record of this season, didn't he? With 3 wins.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Jesus,
23.
really?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
So yes, Amarin time now.
Yeah.
He'll come in after the break. And
He had a good comeback in his last match. It was yesterday or the night before. Yesterday, yeah. They were 2-1 down against Braga and came back to win 4-2.
So
They were all embracing him at the full-time whistle. It seems like he had
just
a
an
really...
absolute pasting of Man City as well the other week.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was delighted with that.
Delighted. Yeah.
It was like we beat them. That's kind of how it felt. It was
Other
good.
than that, within football, is there anything else to touch on?
There's a couple of little things,
Go on.
little tidbits that I found on Twitter. So Urian Timbers, and I've
I
called.
haven't seen this. Can you pull it up?
I haven't
Ryan?
seen it either. I was very
So this was
taken aback.
this was in the match yesterday at Arsenal Chelsea, and picture you've played Wii Sports, right?
Yeah.
You know when you fuck up and you throw the ball
Oh,
backwards.
I know this. I have seen this.
When you throw the
Yeah.
ball backwards and
Mhm.
all
and
the
all
little
the players do the spin.
all the me's do like the big spin and they go like wow.
Yeah.
That was kind of Timber, what he did.
So he threw the ball backwards then.
Probably
Pull
throw
it
it in.
He didn't
Come
throw the ball. He just kind of slipped out of his hands. You'll see it in a sec. I think. To be fair, I'll find it I'll try and find it on the Beeb. If
Like, his name-
on. Probably just search Timber throwing.
I have, and it's just caught with nothing. It just comes up with videos from a month ago.
No, throw in.
Yeah. There we go.
Throw it in.
There we go. He's still.
This guy.
Look, see, it's
With
the
a
same.
space maybe.
All right, hang on. You know what? Wait, I'll find out on Twitter for you. Timber.
it's literally one of the
Just
first videos
throwing
on the
random
B.
stuff.
Go on the BBC Sport, Proddy.
I've got it here. Just
No,
look.
I found it in like 2 seconds.
All right, look, it's here now.
All right, fine.
Give it a second.
Hey.
How does a professional footballer manage to do that?
I don't know, but yeah,
Genuinely baffling.
I called it a Juaren-esque
Yeah.
throwing.
We didn't have a foul throw last week, did we?
Probably. Probably.
No, because Mystery GK took the ball.
Oh yeah.
Mystery GK's long throw-ins, by the way.
My
Can we
God.
talk about Mystery GK and his long
Just
throw-ins?
a big shout out, Mystery GK, for reference, as a man who filled in for Alfie under the name Alfie Langford,
So
but
that
under
we
the
wouldn't get
pseudonym-
caught.
Is he now registered, by the way?
No one's registered. Only the original are all registered.
Sarum still says, "Oh yeah, I'm Chris Thuckle."
Yeah. But yeah, Mystery GK basically turned up, cooked in goal, now plays outfield and cooks there, and has a Bentosa-esque throw-in. He's phenomenal.
It's really good. We scored off of it.
Yeah. Shit, yeah, we did. He got an assist from a throw-in, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was good work.
Well, kind of, because I think there was a flick on and then
But we gave him the assist, I think.
Nick scored it, didn't he?
Yeah. Shout out to Nick Harney, by the way. What a boy.
He scored a perler of a free kick.
Which he didn't intend, but respect nonetheless, because it was phenomenal.
I mean, he
Oh, it's
intended
great, wasn't it?
He intended to put it in the area that it went.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was shooting necessarily.
But either way, smashing it.
And we still fucking lost.
Proddy, have you got an NFL update for us? Did the Eagles? Was it a bye week for the Eagles?
No, they played later on in the later games.
Oh, fair. What was the?
34-6, I want to say, against
Yeah, you
Dallas
lot are killing
Cowboys. Yeah, they only scored 2 penalties, I want to say.
Yeah, 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, they didn't get a touchdown, and we kind of dominated throughout.
Fair, yeah.
Bears, though.
Fuck
Quite
me.
rough.
Their starting quarterback had 45 yards passing.
Mm.
That's unbelievable. And then.
Yeah, I don't
how
feel
did
so scared.
your-
We're
lot-
at the top now of our little
Okay,
group.
no, yeah, you're not cooking.
Because the Commanders, I think they're called, they
Yeah.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
They lost
Yeah,
this
there you
week.
go. So in the NFC East, the Eagles lead Commanders in second,
Mhm.
both with 7 wins, but the Eagles have 1 less loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, you lot are cooking. Meanwhile, the Bears fucking stink. I know that Matt Eberflus was in talks earlier, and it looks like something Waldron, I can't remember what his first name is, but the offensive coordinator for the Bears, he has to go, blood. Because Caleb Williams is getting wasted. the team looks shit. Basically, I've realised something, that when one team I like wins, the other team isn't allowed to win. So Wolves won, which meant that there was no chance the Bears were going to win.
In fairness, they lost last week as well.
Yeah, they just stink. But Waldron's got to go, and a lot of Bears fans want Eberflus to go. And I just think they're shit. So that's that, really. Hopefully we'll check back in next week and the Bears will have won a game. But until then, that's my NFL update.
I have a slight Van Nistelrooy update from
Oh,
5 minutes ago on The Athletic. He is departing Manchester United.
Ooh.
So he's not staying on as assistant.
So,
Ooh.
do you reckon he's going to take a job elsewhere then?
I
maybe?
think he will.
Maybe in the Netherlands.
Well, he's got managerial ambitions. That's like...
Yeah, because he said
clear.
he came out and said he would love to manage United one day, didn't he?
Yeah. I'd love him to, too. But he's
Yeah.
got to,
So,
not do his badges.
Give him the
per
West
se,
Ham
but-
job.
just to clarify, is this his second interim spell in charge?
No, first.
Has he?
Wow.
So has he got any other managerial experience?
So he was the manager of PSV Eindhoven.
Right, okay.
Okay, and how
for-
did he do that?
I think he won a cup, and they were second in the league behind Ajax, I'm pretty sure.
So decent.
Or Feyenoord. So he did all right there.
So you could feasibly give him the West Ham job. He's
Well, I mean, they do currently have a manager.
yeah, but Lopetegui's shit. He's
Got to
gonna go.
Wolves, huh?
I don't know.
But he wanted to be interim under Ten Hag because he didn't feel like he was ready enough to be manager, I don't think.
Yeah.
But now he's had a few months as interim. Perhaps he feels like he's taken a bit on board and he can go elsewhere.
Well, you
But-
think he had a good record? He had a good record as your interim manager. If you see him drop down a level to a slightly lower club, if he goes
Learn
and
his
does
craft,
well,
yeah.
it puts him back in the picture for a top level managerial job.
Yeah, I think he's got to think of the long game here. I know
Yeah.
he probably is. So maybe 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. You can't do it too early, can you? Because otherwise, it'll be a collapse.
Yeah, for sure. But it'll be an interesting one because I like him. He speaks well.
I've
I always
also
like that in a manager.
I've also found a tweet from at David_Coote_ref.
I've just seen it. Read it out.
Just want to clear a few things up about this video of me. First off, yes, this is me, and I was on drugs at the time, but I stand by everything I said. Klopp is a cunt and Liverpool is shit. Up the fucking Toffees!
So stupid. Can we get onto a little bit of cricket chat?
if you must, yeah.
Yeah. England are currently in the West Indies. Let me pull up the actual scores. But yeah, England and the West Indies. We had the ODI series, which I think we won. Where a lot of new younger players, which was a kind of issue that I've brought up before on here, where I don't feel like England bring new players through enough. Now we're just throwing new players at the team every other week, which I really like. But I want to give a kind of shout out to Phil Salt, who is a phenomenal player and will play for England for a long time, I think, and has been just historically very good at T20 level. His third T20 century came last night. No, not last night, the night before. Joss Butler did well last night, though. And Joss Butler, I've cussed out Joss Butler before, but he continues to surprise me because he doesn't seem to age. And the thing is, Joss Butler will go months without putting in a decent score and then just come out and bat like an alien. So I love Joss Butler in the same way that I want Joss Butler to retire sometimes. But Jacob Bethel, Warwickshire boy, got his maiden T20I 50 in a winning partnership with Phil Salt, who in the game where Salt got his 100. I love Jacob Bethel. I watched him make his debut for Warwickshire. He's, I think, 2 years older than I am, and he's a Birmingham boy, so big fan of his. Dan Mousley, who is another Birmingham boy, who I also watched him make his debut, took some wickets last night, and he's bowling off spin at about 70 miles an hour, which is just so much fun to watch. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. In a bit less fun news, so there was an announcement 5 hours ago. So next year, the Cricket World Cup, the ODI World Cup, is in Pakistan. As we may well know, India and Pakistan, not particularly great friends, to put it bluntly. Now, so the sort of top line here reads, India has informed the International Cricket Council it will not travel to the Champions Trophy, the Cricket World Cup, according to host Pakistan. So Pakistan have said to India, you're not allowed to play in this tournament in Pakistan. So India have gone, right, fuck it, we're not going to play any tournament then. But that means that it would be the equivalent of, like, I'm trying to think of a footballing equivalent. It'd be like, say, Brazil were hosting the World Cup and they went to Argentina, you're not playing. Like, I don't really understand how they can do that.
I suppose it lies more in the political sense,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
but this is what I mean. So it's a bit of a baffling one. But it's the first time Pakistan are set to host a global cricket event since 1996, because they had like a terrorist scare a while back and they weren't allowed to host games and all this.
Right, okay.
But yeah, a sort of a weird one because it just feels very politically charged and not particularly in the spirit of cricket. Yeah.
No, yeah.
But then you have it with the Indian kind of Premier League and the Pakistani League. They don't let Indians play in the Pakistani League and Pakistanis play in the Indian League. It's nuts. Like, yeah, they're crazy, man.
So, outside of major tournaments, the men's team haven't played together since 2013. Outside of major tournaments, and India have not played in Pakistan for 16 years.
Yeah, it's mental. Jake Paul.
That is mental. Like,
yeah, I mean, like it's. I can't think of another kind of example in sport where, like, there's one kind of rival. Like, I want to say rivalry, but it's not even rivalry. It's just it's a political fucking mess.
There's the Palestine-Israel situation, isn't it? But it's not.
Yeah, but that's what. But that doesn't feel like it's like India-Pakistan.
it's not the scale.
But India-Pakistan isn't an ongoing.
Of the game,
like,
as well.
it shouldn't theoretically be an ongoing thing. Yeah, like Israel-Palestine is still very much an ongoing thing. It's still happening.
Yeah.
Whereas
I suppose with the
India and Pakistan,
the land dispute,
theoretically,
Pakistan, but
Pakistan.
Pakistan and India, it is quite politically charged still.
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely. But it's a bit of a funky one. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Do you think they'll sort it out before next year, or do you think that's like that?
No, I think they'll sort it out. I think the ICC will overrule it. But there was talks of basically sorting it so that India would play their games in India, and then but it then gives India a massive advantage.
I mean,
if India are basically playing home games,
India always have a massive advantage.
Oh, India! The ICC bum it off India, so it's one of them. Like it, it will sort itself out somewhere or another.
And
I mean,
yet they
surely
still lost to Australia.
If you're the ICC, you're just giving unconditional.
But yeah, that's what I mean.
Or set a tournament elsewhere.
But the ICC absolutely bum it off India.
Do they?
So what they might do is go, right, fuck it, India, you host it. Because India have the stadiums for it. They have the infrastructure for it. And if Pakistan don't pull their finger out, they just won't host shit again. In other news, sort of not on a cricketing front, there's a great week of fighting this week. You've got UFC 309 on Saturday, where John Jones makes his return against Stipe Miocic. And on Friday night, a clash that I'm sure will be exciting, if not entertaining. Jake Paul takes on Mike Tyson on Friday night.
Was he?
Live on Netflix.
Wow. Have you seen the video of Mike Tyson in...
I haven't. Proddy, could you pull that up?
He's sat around on the couch watching the Jake Paul call him out.
Yeah.
And he's just sat there laughing.
Can you pull up Mike Tyson training like sparring recently? Because I've not seen.
I mean, he's
anything of him.
60?
Yeah.
And he's still the baddest man alive. He's also a rapist.
Is he? Is that allegedly or
Is that
actually?
No, that is actually
possibly liable? Or?
No, it's not, because it did happen, and he did get charged for it, and he got sent to prison for it.
Okay.
Wow.
You remember the whole Stephanie McMahon thing in the video?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
Footage where he is sparring in preparation for
Right,
his
let's have a look at
upcoming
this.
fight against Jake Paul. He posted, "I'm just getting started," where we could see him dropping a sparring partner.
Oh, he's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, Jake Paul's gonna die.
I hope. I don't like Jake Paul.
What would you actually do if he died in the ring?
What if Jake Paul died or if
Yeah.
Mike Tyson died? If either of them died,
Either or.
that's crazy. And it's going to be live on Netflix, so that's quite
Netflix
exciting.
this time,
Yeah, I like Netflix doing pay-per-views. I think that's quite cool. Like,
never-
WWE is moving to Netflix in January, which will be quite cool. But yeah, I think that's going to be definitely entertaining because it's 8 rounds, 8 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce gloves. So we'll see. But I just hope it's an entertaining one. But John Jones versus Stipe is going to be good because John Jones
Is that
hasn't
the
fought-
warm-up fight?
Huh?
Is that the
No,
warm-up
that's
fight?
in the UFC on Saturday.
Oh, right, okay.
But John Jones hasn't fought in, I think, a year or so. I'll double check that so I don't get.
Can you give me like a
sorted.
background on John Jones? I'm not familiar.
John
with him.
Jones is basically Dana White has a crush on John Jones. Dana White describes John Jones as the baddest man on the planet. John Jones is probably the baddest man. John Jones is a scary fucker. I'll find what his record is.
John Bones Jones.
John Bones Jones. Proddy, can you pull up some John Jones clips on YouTube just for context? Because this guy's scary as shit. But I think he battered his wife, allegedly. So, not a good bloke, but a scary bloke. Right. Yeah, John Jones' top 5 finishes. Let's have a look at a couple of these. But this man is, like, terrifying.
This is Alexander Gustafsson.
So he's the current heavyweight champ, but he's been out for a year. So Tom Aspinall is the interim champ at the minute.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Just wailing on the poor
so he's eight successful title defences, most consecutive title defences in UFC light heavyweight division history. He's been a 2-time light heavyweight champ.
Why is he going for a piggyback?
He's scary. He's got the longest unbeaten streak in UFC history, with 19 fights unbeaten. He's basically got shitloads of records.
Is he still unbeaten, yeah?
I don't know. He's 27-1.
Oh.
He lost to... There was a no contest with Daniel Cormier because he won it and then it was overturned for doping. And he lost to Matt Hamill because he was disqualified for illegal elbows.
What? He lost to Luke Skywalker?
Yeah. Probably, can you pull that up? Because I've not actually seen that.
What was that, sorry?
John Jones, Matt Hamill, disqualification.
Oh, wow. John Jones has an incredibly long list of controversies on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Eye pokes. He had a bit of beef with Daniel Cormier.
Hit and run.
In a hit and run, domestic violence, other legal troubles,
failed
troubles. Drug tests. And there's, if you go down to failed drug tests, there's 4 examples of failed drug tests.
Jesus Christ.
Any other fighter, they'd just be struck off. But so this is where he lost through these illegal elbows. But basically, John Jones is scary as shit. But Stipe's also quite scary. So it's going to be a good fight.
So this guy is a drug cheat, woman battering, violent criminal. Yeah, makes sense why he'd be good at UFC.
Yeah, but so Stipe's 20-4. John Jones is. Let's check what John Jones is. He is 27-1, and the one loss was a disqualification. So Jones is currently the heavyweight champ. Tom Aspinall has been the interim champ while John Jones has been out. So Tom Aspinall is the kind of backup fighter for if anyone drops out. Now John Jones is back. He'll be looking to defend that title against Stipe, and will probably win. And then I'm hoping we see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, who's Tom Aspinall is he Scouse? I think he is. Yeah, he is, because Gav trains in the same gym as him.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But Tom Aspinall's the boy.
Fair enough.
But Tom Aspinall's been calling out John Jones for months, basically saying he's ducking him. Oh no, Aspinall's been calling out John Jones. But yeah, so that'll be exciting, and I'm sure it'll be a good watch. And I will hopefully watch that after I finish work on Saturday.
No, all I hope is that Jake Paul gets battered.
Jake Paul getting battered.
What night is that on?
That's Friday night.
So Jake Paul's the Friday night, and then the UFC's on the Saturday night. There's no F1 this week, is there? We're on a little break.
Yeah, it's not for another 2 weeks, I don't think.
Yeah, not really anything. I've not seen any news.
So then it will be Vegas.
Yeah, which is I quite like Vegas.
And
personally.
Verstappen to maybe wrap up the title.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah, he has to. But yeah, F1's been...
Just on that quickly, because obviously last year there was a big controversy about the Las Vegas track. Has that sort of been changed?
Yeah, do you remember? We spoke about that, didn't we?
Did, yeah.
With the manhole covers.
Yeah. So the manhole covers came off, didn't they?
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, they probably sorted it now.
You'd hope so.
Update on that
They had a year to
before,
fix
so
it.
But can you imagine, right, Verstappen wins the title in Vegas, and I don't know if you've seen this week, that him and like his team were doing a 23-hour sim race for charity, right? And on the sim racing cars, you can customize your like I was going to call
livery.
Livery. I was going to call it decal.
I have to say, it's worse, though.
Decal works. But you can customize a livery. So he just put all these like really low res stock images of like memes of him. There's one where Sid the Sloth from Ice Age is superimposed over Verstappen's body, and it's so funny.
You know what I really hate? I find Max Verstappen quite funny.
He is really
like,
funny.
I don't like that I like Max
Are you not a fan
Verstappen,
of him?
but I do. I really quite... like... On an F1 track, I think he's an absolute cunt. Off the track, I find Max Verstappen really funny, and I actually quite like him.
I think he's the funniest on the grid.
Genuinely, I think Max Verstappen is a really funny human being and actually quite a sound lad. On the track, he's a bellend, but he's actually a really funny bloke, and I don't like that.
Yeah, but I'm just imagining, like, a low-res Sid the Sloth Max Verstappen on the Las Vegas Sphere after he becomes world champion. That would be crazy.
I am going to have to quickly stop you there because that's some big news.
Ooh.
Is that, out of absolutely nowhere, Daniel has announced to the group chat that the washing machine is free.
Yes, get in there.
Come on.
That's what we're waiting for.
A bit of a needless comment.
How is your boys' house search going?
Well, we found a house.
Locked in?
Yeah, all but Gav needs to have a look at it. Obviously, he's on holiday at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
So when he returns, he's going to go for a viewing. And then I think we saw it.
Delightful.
Someone's having a viewing today, but hopefully they don't like it.
Me, Freddie, and Lizzie had a house viewing this morning, and the houses that we saw can only be described. The first one.
So is it just you three? Just
yeah.
okay.
So the first one could be sort of adequately described with the words crack den. The second one was sort of crack den but clean. So the first one, for reference, we went into the bathroom and the ceiling was kind of black,
Like mouldy?
just full mould. So we were like,
Christ.
maybe not this house. Second house we went into and was okay, but they're charging us like £135 a week, and it's just ass.
I don't want that, do you?
So we're going to look for some more.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed we find a nice house.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Jimmy, do you want to do a little rugby update?
I can do quickly. Well, the game that I watched was with Freddie, actually, in Old Bar on Friday night.
Shout out
It
to
was
Freddie, friend of the pod.
New Zealand-Ireland, in Ireland. And New Zealand won. It was a bit of an upset because Ireland hadn't lost at home for 6 years. And they were just a bit off of it. Like, I don't think they played that terribly, but their discipline was lacking. They gave away 6 or 7 penalties to New Zealand, which Damien McKenzie just lapped up. And yeah, it's turning into a very successful Northern tour for the All Blacks. They beat England at Twickenham. Now they've beaten Ireland in Dublin. I think they're playing France next. So that'll be a clean sweep and kind of put them back in the kind of world-leading conversations. England, by contrast, were widely expected to beat Australia, who, are not the force they once were, but lost, I think it was 42-37 or something like that. Yeah, I was going to watch the game, but I didn't catch it in the end, so I can't really talk much about it. But it's a pretty damaging defeat, and now means that we've lost back-to-back games, and we got the world champions, the Springboks, South Africa,
Who
up
are a
next.
really, really fun team to watch.
They are great.
I got propaganded during the World Cup, if you remember, and I was a real South Africa fan, and that's coming back. Like I'm a big South African advocate. I love watching them play. They play like they're gonna die at the end of the game if they don't win, and I love that.
Well, South African rugby culture is crazy.
Oh, it's nuts.
I
Like,
don't-
you see the schoolboy
Yeah.
rugby, it's mental.
the schoolboy, like the represent
Yeah.
videos, like you've just got thousands of kids, like just.
I
screaming
really
chants.
wish that we had that kind of culture in England, where like you look at like college football in America, you look at like rugby in South Africa, and how big like college and high school sport is everywhere else. In England, it's shit.
We've got Bucks.
Yeah, fuck Bucks. Who the fuck goes to watch Bucks other than Proddy with his video camera?
But
Some of the stadiums in America are packed, aren't they?
Wait, 100,000 people in the Michigan
mental.
Stadium.
It's
It's
mental.
nuts,
Yeah.
and they sell it out.
For a college game.
For a college
who goes?
game.
Do you reckon it's at the whole
Proddy,
college
can you
fans
pull up
and-
something for me? Can you search Penn State whiteout intro?
I've seen this.
This is on my bucket list of things.
What sport is this from?
This is American football. This is a college team's entrance to the game, for reference.
Although I do think one of the things about it is as well is
You
this
need
is
audio.
this
for
is the way into professional
Right,
sport.
Look
in
at this.
America,
This is
isn't
a college. This is a college game.
Bloody hell.
That's a college football
It
stadium.
looks like the fucking new camp.
It's bigger. It's like as big.
it? What stadium is this?
This is Penn State Stadium. So
Pennsylvania.
yeah. Penn State Nittany Lions, who play at the Beaver Stadium, which seats 106,000 people. So bigger than the
This walkout is crazy.
This is mental. Like, and oh my god, mate.
Imagine the queue for the toilet.
But imagine you're just like a uni student, yeah, who is playing in front of 100,000 people most weeks, Imagine.
Are they playing Phil Collins?
It's absurd.
Wow.
The synchronicity is also impressive.
It's great,
You've
isn't
got to
it?
give them that.
Reminds me a bit of when the
But
Eintracht.
look, man, we've got fucking Bucks. They've got this. What the hell?
No, let's
Do-
rephrase that. We've got Wing Wednesdays. Chris, come on. That's all we need.
We'll have Freddie Topman on crutches on Wednesday.
Oh, is he out?
Yeah,
He's done his
Freddie's
ankle.
Freddie's done his
Oh,
ankle.
no.
So thoughts and prayers go out to Freddie. Get well soon.
Recover
We'll have Freddie Topman t-shirts under our shirt.
That whiteout kind of reminds me of Europa League a few years back when Eintracht Frankfurt had their all white kits. When they
Yeah.
went to the new camp and they I can't remember what the context was, but like they were crazy.
But the closest thing we have to that kind of vibe is like the yellow wall, that kind of shit.
Yellow Wall was cool.
Yeah, the yellow wall's cool, but like it pales in comparison. The fact that that's college
It's
football.
more similar to sort of South American football,
Yeah.
isn't it? Have you seen the
Well, my mate Kofi went to see. Who did you see? It was who were the big name?
Boca Juniors?
Boca and
River
Plate.
River. He saw
Yeah,
Boca River,
Was that the one with the fireworks? coming
Yeah.
into the- Ah, it's mental, isn't it?
and he went and saw that, and he said it was like nothing. But like
Yeah.
the thing is, the thing that's mental with American sport is like you have the NFL, but college football is as big of a sport as the NFL is.
Yeah.
That to me is like, you've got grown men who sit at home and watch college football.
You got
I
Pat
do it.
McAfee.
This is what I mean. I sit at home and
Yeah.
if college football is on the TV, it is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so good. And then you look at someone like Pat McAfee, who is, oh my god, what a man. Pat McAfee is. I think the one word you can use for Pat McAfee is just energy. He is energy. Like he brings the vibe. But yeah, like America's mental. But yeah. Is there anything else we need to touch on?
Don't think there is.
Just to finish, I mean, obviously Bradford City lost this weekend,
Oh.
so
Oh,
let's not
Mansfield
go
lost,
into
didn't
that.
they?
Mansfield
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, I noticed you boys were actually quite
We've
quiet.
both seeded ground
I mean, we were unlucky.
in the playoff
but,
races.
yeah.
So yeah, I was just looking actually at some news that came out on Bradford's local newspaper. We've got 3 12:30 kickoffs out of 4 in January, February. So that's
Does that mean you're going to be on TV?
TV 3 weeks out of 4.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's really
it's heavy, that isn't it?
Mm.
good. Yeah.
We're getting up early for that.
But you're on TV. Can't complain.
I actually saw a stat about Mansfield
Go
the
on.
other day. So since Clough got brought in 4 years ago, only Bolton and Peterborough have won more domestic games.
No way.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Well done, Clough.
Yeah, he's won 101.
I'm joking.
That's very impressive to be fair.
Much like his father.
He is. And hopefully reaches those heights.
Shout out. Absolute scenes when we're doing all of this sport in 10 years and Mansfield have won the champions.
Yeah, twice in a row.
But no, I think that'll be everything from us this week.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting very good at keeping these episodes
are,
to an
aren't we?
hour. I
Yeah.
feel like it's actually quite an impressive skill now. We've kind of got it nailed down.
I mean, I said short and sweet because I thought this was going to be half hour. We're done. But to be fair, talking
It's-
about
it's still not bad, is
SpongeBob,
it?
Tans, Pat
SpongeBob.
McAfee.
There's going to be a good title this week. I can
Well,
feel a
I think
good
we
title.
were talking about
brewing.
which celebrities we'd met for about 20 minutes at the start. Do you know what I mean? So
Was it that long?
Nah, surely
No.
not.
Nah.
good
But
10
yeah,
minutes,
a
was about
good
10,
episode.
yeah.
I enjoyed that one. Let's do the spiel. You got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to follow, you got to tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your significant other.
Sister and your grand.
Yeah.
Father,
Follow
Your
frame by
father, your
frame.
mother, your sister, your
Follow
brother.
Musish. Follow All in Good Sport naturally. Follow me. Follow LSR Sport. Follow LSTV. Tell someone you love them. That's it from me. I've been Chris Tarkle.
I've been Jimmy Blackburn.
I've been Joe Rainbow.
And I've been Alfred Langford.
We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Sassy bye.